Hello, wonderful friends out there. I welcome all of you to today's edition of Leadership Academy. It's been another wonderful day, beautiful one coming your way. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you find yourself. This is another edition of Leadership Academy. And today we're going to be looking at understanding the principle of work. We're a little bit behind today because we had some technical issues. So our lighting might be a little poor today, but please forgive us. We're still working on it, making sure that we get that fixed. All right. So that notwithstanding, we're going to zoom straight into understanding the principle of work. Last week was an exciting one, and this week I'm pretty sure it's going to be very informative, very inspiring, very transformative because we are here to transform our lives to do better for our community. So, work. When we talk about work, what do we mean by work? Is work what we do 8 to 5 for us to be paid? Is work what we do 8 to 5 for us to get retired after 65 years or 60 years? What is work? And I believe this discussion would open our understanding to what work is, and that will help us to develop certain attributes and understand that principle of work better for us to improve our lives and that of our communities. You know, every morning we wake up, and some people dread waking up in the morning because they can't stand the drive, they can't stand the long hours of work, they can't stand probably their boss, they can't stand something about the day, about what they intend to do in the day, puts them off, makes it hard for them to get up in the morning and get on the train to do what they're supposed to be doing. So today we're going to be looking at the principle of work and learn some very important lessons out of that, which will help us to be able to perform better wherever we find ourselves. So work, I always define work, the gift you were born with to serve your community. Work is what you were born to do. I repeat, work is what you were born to do. And most of the time we get it confused with job. Yes, we need our jobs to pay bills. We need our jobs to get food on the table. We need our jobs to put clothes on our back. But job is different from work. Job is what you do every day and you look forward to payday. Work is that which you do every day and you don't look forward to payday. It's getting interesting. I said job is what you do every day, 9 to 5, and you look forward to payday. So job has a timeline, 9 to 5. Some do 7 to 3, some do 3 to 11, some do 11 to 7. So job has a timeline. Work has no timeline. I just want to put the two together side by side as we go along so we can understand the principle of work better so we don't get it confused with job. So job has a timeline. It has a time, 7 to 3, 7 to 8, 8 to 5, whatever time you give to it. Work has no timeline. As a matter of fact, you live work. Because remember, I said work is that which you were born to do. You were not born to jog. Jog is a structure put in place by the systems of the world. I always say that one of these days we're going to come to the world system or the systems of the world. We're going to be discussing that. But for now, job is the structures put together or the structures formulated by the systems of the world. By work, work is that which you were born to do. And so work is in fulfillment of your purpose. Work is in fulfillment of your purpose. In other words, if you live here on earth and you don't work, but you job the whole of your life and you die, it is as if you never lived. I want to repeat this. If you live here on earth and you job your whole time, but does not work and you die, it will be as if you never lived. Because guess what? That which you were born to do was left undone. And so your presence in this world would not be felt. So would your absence also. So work is very important. It is very important we understand what we were born to do. And when we discover that which we were born to do, we realize that it has no timeline. We're not looking forward to Friday. Thank God it's Friday. That is the language of people who are on the job. But people who are working knows nothing about Friday. They don't thank God for Friday. As a matter of fact, they thank God for every day. So if you are working, if you find your purpose, there is nothing like thank God for Friday because you are not looking forward to Friday. You don't get motivated by the fact that Friday is around the corner. That language is for those who are not working, they're jobbing. Yeah, let me loan that word, jobbing. So you look forward to the paycheck. So you're expecting Friday to come along. Now, work has no value. I know some people might get this confused. Work is priceless. Let me say that. Work is priceless. You cannot pay for my work. Your work cannot be paid for. Nobody can pay you for what you were born to do. It is priceless. So somebody might be thinking, what is he saying? Does it mean when you find that which you were born to do, you're not supposed to be paid for it? No, you are not supposed to be paid for it. Paying means payment is an equal measure of what you give out. Let me repeat this. Payment is an equal measure of what you give out. So if I go to the grocery store and I have $5 and I want to buy bread and the bread costs $5, I pay $5 and pick $5 worth of bread. I don't pay $5 and pick $10 worth of bread, or $5 and pick $10 worth of bread. So whatever amount I pay is what the same value is what I receive in return. But when it comes to work, that which you were born to do, it is priceless. Nobody can put a price tag on it. So You are not paid for your work. You get appreciated. You get appreciated for your work. I remember I went for a job interview one time and they asked me, how much do I think I'm worth? In other words, how much can they pay me for the work that I intend to do if I get hired? And I told them, you can't pay me. This cost me the job anyway, because some of the people on the panel, the interview panel, thought I was arrogant. You can't pay for work, but you can pay for job, because it's the same measure I give out, which I'm being paid. So I give out 8 hours and I get paid for 8 hours. So probably 14 bucks an hour or 25 bucks an hour or $35 an hour. So whatever hours I put in is what I receive the check for. So job will pay you, but work will appreciate you. That is why work has no price tag. When you work, you serve your community. And it is not because of the paycheck. It is not because you're expecting something in returns, but because there is a need which you alone can fulfill. And so you're fulfilling that need. And it gives you joy. Yes, you can get appreciated. People will appreciate you by giving you gifts, by either giving you money or whatever they can give to you. But that is not payment for your work, because work has no price tag. And work has no time limit. It has no 8 to 5. As a matter of fact, you work every day. When you find your purpose, if you find that which you were born to do, you work every day and every hour. So work is different from a job. A job has to do with learning, excuse me, learning to execute. We learn a trade. I can go and learn a trade and go find a job. But work is a gift. I don't go learning work. It's a gift. So if I don't have the gift, I cannot operate in that capacity. But when it comes to job, I don't need the gift to operate in that capacity. All I need is ability. And ability means going to learn to be able to equip myself with that knowledge or that understanding to execute it. That's ability. And that is different from a gift. Gift is that which you are able to do effortless. You don't go learning. You don't go acquiring a gift. It's something you were born with and you do it effortless. Now remember, a gift or work is different from what you're passionate about. We can be passionate about so many things, but we may not have the gift for them. Oh, yes. I'm passionate about aircraft. I wanted to be a pilot when I was growing up. I'm so passionate about it, but I don't have what it takes to fly a plane. So there's a difference between what you're passionate about and what work is, what you were gifted to do. And when you find that which you were gifted to do, it produces results. You transform lives. You transform your community. You impact lives. And sometimes you get whatever reward you get in returns. It could be money. It could be anything. It could be just, thank you, God bless you. It could be anything. So you get appreciated for your work. but you don't get paid for your work. All right? We get appreciated for our work. We don't get paid for our work. That is why when you're working, you don't look forward to a paycheck on a Friday. When you're working, you're looking for fulfillment, the impact you make in the lives of people. Two, another principle of work is that you do your service and it produces results. You put in service and it produces results. So work is gift for service. We put in that service and it produces results. It affects lives. It transforms lives. It transforms our community. That is what work does. So work is when we provide service and it produces results. Now, work, I always say this, you cannot pray into being what you got to work for. Remember, it's a principle. You cannot circumvent it. You can pray all day and nothing is going to happen. Work is putting in service to transform your community, putting in service to impact lives. That is work. So work does not produce monetary or wealth. Let me put it that way. We don't work. Let me rephrase this. We don't work because we are expecting wealth. We don't work because we're expecting monetary returns. We work because we have seen a need in our community. We have seen a need in our society, and we believe that we are gifted to fulfill or to serve or to solve that need. So one of the definitions I give to work is that work is about solving problems. Work is about solving problems. That is why when you go to your job, there was one question I got from a young man trying to understand the concept of work and job. And the question was that when you find yourself in a job, can you still work? Yes. Sometimes you find yourself in a job, and within that job, you can still apply your gift. So it is possible that you can find yourself in your job place and still find something which you can help solve in that community. And so when you have that attitude, when you have that understanding, when you go to work or when you show up at your job site and they give you a problem to solve, you don't frown, you don't murmur, you don't complain. You look forward to every opportunity to solve a problem. That is an attitude of somebody who understands the principle of work. You look forward to an opportunity to make a difference, to make an impact, to solve a problem. So somebody who understands the principle of work goes to his job and is looking for an opportunity to solve problems. So as a matter of fact, you go looking for problems to solve. Work brings responsibility. Work brings responsibility. We'll go into responsibility some other time. And I always say responsibility happens to be two words put together: response and ability. Response and ability. And anytime you find yourself working, you realize that you're being responsible. You are responding based on your ability, your gift. So work will make you responsible. So you don't wait. You don't sit and wait for somebody to come tell you to do something. You take the initiative to do it because you realize that if you don't do it, nobody else is going to do it. So work, when you have that understanding of the principle of work, you realize that you have to take initiative. It makes you responsible. You're always responding. You're always responding to issues, always responding to problems, always responding based on your gift. And your gift you carry with you everywhere and all the time. Remember last week I spoke about the fact that you are indispensable. Yes, because nobody can take your gift away from you. When you're working, you're indispensable. You don't need an organization to work. You don't need an office to work. You don't need a space to work. Because work is your gift within you, which is meant to serve your community. And you can do that anywhere. You don't need 9 to 5 or 8 to 5 to work. You can do it anywhere because it is service to your community. And if you understand the principle of work, you create opportunities to serve. You create opportunities to serve. So work is your gift for service. Work is that which defines your existence. This is the most important thing. Work defines your existence. Your whole human existence is defined by work, not by the job, the office you held, or you were holding, or you hold, not by your titles. Work is what defines your existence. So if you don't work, it means you are not living. It's as simple as that. If you're not working, it means you are not living. So today, I just want us to encourage ourselves and look for that gift to be able to work and live, because the only way we can qualify or we can define our existence is by working. And the other time, as I said, some people who lived and worked, they had their names or they had their existence qualified by what they did. So when you make mention of Bob Marley, reggae music comes into mind. When you make mention of Bob Okala, jokes come into mind. Comedy comes into mind. You make mention of Steve Harvey, comedy comes into mind. These are people who are living, or these are people who lived because they worked. So your work defines your existence. So if you're not working, it means you're not living. So it's possible that somebody can go through this space called life and still will not live. Somebody can go through this experience called life and still will not live, because we did not work to define our existence. So if we want to define our existence, then we have to look for the gift which will make a difference. And I said, the gift would make you do what you were born to do effortless. You don't struggle. You don't push for it. You don't sweat. You don't work hard for it. And that takes me to my next statement. That hard work is not the panacea for success. Sometimes you hear interviews of successful people or so-called successful people, and anytime they ask them what's the secret to your success, and they tell hard work, hard work. Hard work, beloved, does not determine your success. It is work, 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 not hard work. You can work hard as you want in an area you're not gifted, and you're never going to be successful. So hard work is not the panacea for success. It's not the key to success. The key to success is discovering your work, that which you were born to do, your gift. That is the only way you can be successful, by which you'll be successful. You can never be successful by working hard. And let me tell you this, when you find that gift, you don't work hard. You live your life, because that is what defines you. So you are just living your life. You ask Kojoinchi, and he will tell you he's living his life by going into the studio every day to do his songs, or sit in his closet, write his music, or sit in his studio, compose his music. It is living your life. You aren't working hard, you're just working. And like I said, the bird does not work hard to fly, because flight is built in the bird. So the bird is just living its life by just flapping its wings and floating in the air. It is called work. So if you want to be successful, it is not by hard work, it is by working. And when you find that which you were born to do, you work every day, as I said from the beginning. As a matter of fact, you don't even want to sleep. You always want to work, because that is what defines you, your existence. So when you understand the principle of work, one, you would know, like I said, it's a principle, it's a law. We cannot circumvent it. And so we have to understand that if we want to be successful, then we have to find that gift. That gift, that gift which we were born with, in order to develop it and serve it to our world. And when you find that gift, you do it effortless. You do it with no hard work. You do it with joy. Because you were born with the gift, you have everything it takes to fulfill that gift. So whatever problem you see in your area, in your community, which is speaking to you, which hits you in the deepest part of your heart, which hits you in your core, which makes you think every day. You don't get rest anytime you come across it or you think about it. It means you were made, or you were created, or you were born to solve that particular problem. Don't sweep it under the carpet. Don't covet somebody else's gift, somebody else's work. Because guess what? When you do somebody else's work, you never existed in the first place, because you are now living in the shadows of somebody else. That is why I said when it comes to work, nobody can do that which you were born to do better than you. There might be 100 million people doing the same thing, but each of those 100 million people is uniquely gifted to suit or to impact a certain group of people. The people you can impact, I cannot impact. The people I can impact or I was born to impact, you can never impact. And if we understand this principle or this concept of work, anywhere we go, we would impact the lives of people. Anywhere we go, we will find the opportunity. Even if there's not an opportunity, we will create an opportunity to work, to be of service. And like I said, it is not because of the monetary reward. It is not because we're getting paid, but because we see a need and we feel we have what it takes to fulfill that need. And yes, you can get some returns, you can get some reward out of that, but that is not the reason, that is not the basis for you doing what you're doing. The basis for you doing what you're doing is the fact that you just want to meet a need. And so nobody can pay you for the work you were born to do. But the job you were doing has a price tag. They tell you in an hour, we're going to pay you 25 bucks. And so they can decide to get rid of you because they are paying you according to the same measure you're giving to them or the same value you're giving to them. So if you're giving them an hour for 30 bucks, if they don't need those hours anymore, they get rid of you. But your work has no price tag. And you don't need an employer. You don't need an employer to work. All you need is your gift to work. You don't need an employer to work. You need your gift to work. So let's begin to find what we are gifted in. Yes, we need our jobs because the bills got to be paid. But like I said, when you find your work, you are going to be appreciated so much that you may not need your job anymore. So let's look for the work that which we were born to do. And let's begin to serve our communities with that gift. And anytime you find that gift, guess what? Your community, you attract your community to yourself. You attract the community to you. And that is where people would appreciate what you're doing. That is when people begin to appreciate what you're doing. And it could be in whichever form, but it's going to fulfill you because you're going to understand that your life or your existence is being validated. Your existence. Once again, I just want to encourage ourselves. Let's begin to look for that gift. We are here anytime. You can send us a message. You can go to Facebook, find AfriWIC International Organization on Facebook. You can message us. Probably next week, I'm going to put the phone line on our screens where people can call. If you have a question, if you have a contribution, even if you want to find out your gift, we're here to help you out. If you want to find out what you were born to do, we're here to help you out. And we will be able together to find or to discover that which you were born to do so you can work and live the life you were born to live. Thank you so much for listening. Like I said, you can also find us on YouTube. When you go to YouTube, you type AfriWIC Media on YouTube. You can find us on YouTube, and we will be able together to share ideas and make our lives worth living. I always say this, life is easy. Don't get it complicated. And if you need help, reach out. there's somebody down the lane who is willing to help you. Until we meet again next week, I'll say stay working, stay focused, challenge yourself, and be on the right track. Don't be distracted. Don't lose focus. Because in order for you to be successful, you have to live. Thank you so much. We'll catch you next week, same time, 12 o'clock, and we will go deeper. We'll probably do a part 2 of understanding the principle of work next week. My name is Nana Osei Bonsu Jr. of AfriWake International Organization and CERTO Leadership International. See you next week. Shalom.